Hi guys, today I want to briefly discuss the difference between two different tools. One is the pencil tool and the other one's a blob brush tool. And this is really important for you to understand the differences. So I'm going to explain by creating a line with each and then showing you the different properties. It's not that hard, but it's definitely something to just familiarize yourself. So I'm going to start with the pencil tool and I'm going to give it no fill. Um, and I'll just make it a stroke of black. And if I start drawing, looks like I drew an extra line over here accidentally. I get that. Now, if I want to maybe make the stroke a little bit thicker, I can go ahead with the selection tool, select it, and then I have that option. So that's a line, great, right? And as you know, I can come in here and change all kinds of things about this. So if I want to change the color, I can change the color of my line. If I decide to go back in, because I have these anchor points, I can alter, right, the properties of the line. That way I can change the stroke, all kinds of things. Okay, so that's a fundamental line. Let's go now to the blob brush. So when I grab the blob brush, I get all these other options. So you might be thinking, well, that's better. And it depends on what you're trying to do, but let me show you why this is a good option for some things and a not so good option for others. So if I draw something with the blob brush, what's cool about the blob brush is I can get thin and thick lines like that, but this is not actually a line, and I'll explain. So again, previously, if I selected this one, same thing, I can change the color of this. Although you'll notice now when I select it, instead of it being a stroke, it's now a fill. And that's actually the fundamental difference. I'm going to go ahead and make this one green. All right. Because when I go in with the direct selection tool, instead of getting a path in the middle, I'm now getting this. And it's because the blob brush actually is drawing a shape. So it's giving me an outline of a shape, which I can then manipulate. So what's nice about this particular line, again, it depends on what you're trying to do, but what's nice about this is if I want to change the direction of the line, I can do that at any time. What I can't do with this, unfortunately, is make it thin and thick like the blob brush. But what I can't do with the blob brush is say, well, I think I want this line to now move over to the right, because when I do that, it's changing just one part of the shape. Now I could do this. I could grab a couple different anchor points and drag it, and it lets me do that. And that works, but I have to be really selective. Whereas with this, I have that option to come over and grab whatever anchor points I want and extend it out. So this, the the pencil tool creates a path with editable anchor points, and the blob brush creates a shape. And the other thing about the blob brush is if I go back, and I think if I just select it and come back in with the blob brush and I start drawing again, let's see what happens. Did it make another blob? Hard to tell. No, look at that. It actually added it to it. So it's actually in addition to the shape. So if I keep drawing, and honestly, I lose my patience with such a small line, but if I make this bigger, I can now make a larger shape, which is editable as a larger shape. Whereas with a line, it's still a line, and what I could do, again, as you probably are already aware, is just extend the line. So I can come down here and keep drawing and just add on to the line.